Welcome to Visual Literacy 101. In this lesson, we're going to look at art and think about what our preconceived conceptions of art are. So the main question is, what is art? This is something we need to deal with as we go through the lesson and the rest of our course. When you look at the following images, I want you to think about what art is and why. So be honest with yourself and really examine your preconceived notions of art so that you can start to define art in your own context. Here's the first image we're going to look at. Think about this work. Is it art? Why? You might want to pause while you think and then continue the video. Next image. Is it art and why? Or why not? Here we have 3 stripes. Is it art? Why? Why not? What about this? Just in case you're wondering what you're looking at, the photograph is not the art, it's the actual artist. She has a splayed open lambs wrapped to her body, strapped with rope, and she's eating dirt. So the actual action of what she's doing is the art and not the image of what she's doing. Is it art? Why? Why not? And this is our last work we're looking at. It's actually a pile of candy. And so the question is this pile of candy art or not? You'll notice that there is a person in the image. That person is actually not part of the artwork, or in fact they are part of the artwork, but it's a visitor to the gallery. And there's a sign there telling the visitor to take a piece of candy and consume it. And I'm going to give you a little bit of background on this work just so you can get an idea of how different it is to look at work when you understand its meaning. This work is created by a gentleman, Felix Gonzalez Torres, who had AIDS, and he and his partner were both dying. His partner actually died first. And in this work, Gonzalez Torres is taking the combined weight of himself and his lover before they were sick, and he took that weight and made a metaphor of the two bodies by taking that weight and putting it together in candy. So what we're looking at is 2 bodies of candy. What happens is, as visitors come to the gallery and have a look at it, they're actually taking one piece at a time, this candy, and consuming it. So we have the metaphor of the candy being body, but we also have other metaphors, such as the action of consuming this candy could be connected with the idea of slowly dying from AIDS. I personally also think of the idea of the Eucharist, the taking of the body of Christ if you're of the Christian faith. There's all sorts of different connotations you can start to create based on your own understanding of consuming and death. So this work is particularly interesting on almost a philosophical level, and I think knowing its meaning is quite important in the context of discussing art as an art form. What we're talking about in general is called literacy in the arts, but we're particularly focusing in our first lessons on visual literacy. So remember in the good old days in high school when you had to read a poem or, I don't know, Shakespeare, and then you were given questions and you had to answer those questions? Well, this is very much similar, but instead of reading, what we're doing is we're looking. We're trying to make meaning and to create understanding out of what we're looking at, and this is called visual literacy. And in the next lessons, we're going to go through some steps on how you can practice your visual literacy skills, because believe it or not, it doesn't come naturally. Just as you had to learn language literacy and reading literacy in school, so too we have to develop our visual literacy skills. I really hope you enjoy this voyage with me as we continue to learn about art together.